What's going on, YouTube? Gemini Jets 10 here, and welcome back to the channel. So before us here, we've got the 16 new 1 to 400 scale models that we picked up at Airliners International 2024 in Kansas City, Missouri. I am super duper excited to unbox these for y'all. Super happy to show off this absolute mega haul. Only 14 of these models did come from Airliners International. They did actually come from the show. 2 of the other ones came from somewhere else, but we will get into that. Let's not waste much more time. Let's jump right into this. This video is being shot pretty much exactly a week after the convention. Today is Saturday, July 6th, 2024. So exactly 1 week pretty much after the convention ended. We are back home in Texas. The big reason for that is we drove up on Friday night, myself, my brother, and one of our buddies, and we came back on Monday. So I was not able to find the time to get a video, to get this video in particular shot at the hotel up there. I do apologize. That is something I try to do. But we're back home in Texas. We've got all the models here, so let's not waste much more time. Starting off here with the Spirit Airbus A320 Neo from Aero Classics. Super duper happy to add this one. This is my first Aero Classics model in the collection. So a new model manufacturer. Super duper happy to add this unit. Aero Classics does lack some of the more fine details that you get with an NG or a Gemini. You're not going to have any antennas. You're not going to have your Wi-Fi boxes or rolling landing gear. But the molds on these Aero Classics are super duper accurate. So this bad boy is absolutely beautiful, and super happy as well to add another Spirit Airlines aircraft to the collection. The newer low-cost carrier models are very hard to come by. So I'm curious to know if y'all were at the convention. What else did you do in Kansas City? Me and my brother and our buddy that we were with, we went to a couple Kansas City Royals game. We went out to Lawrence, Kansas, which is where my buddy actually goes to university. So it was a super fun weekend. If y'all were at the convention, comment down below what else did you do while you were in Kansas City. Did you do any of the Airliners International tours? Did you go to any Royals games? What else did y'all do in Kansas City? I'm super curious to know. Next up here, we have the Allegiant Airbus A319 in the Vegas Raiders livery from Panda Models. Super happy to add another Panda Models aircraft to the collection. And in the Raiders livery, nonetheless. This is my second new Allegiant Airbus aircraft. I believe it is the second. So super duper happy to add this one, especially in the Vegas Raiders livery. Vegas does hold a very special place in my heart. As some of you may know, I do have family out there. So really happy to add this unit. Absolutely gorgeous livery. Panda Models knocked this model out of the flippin' park. So happy to add that one to the collection. This is one that I've been looking at getting for a while too, and just never pulled the trigger on it. So super happy to add that one. And another low-cost carrier. Next up from NG is the Delta Airbus A320. This is, I can't remember if they're 319s or 320s, but I do have a couple additional Delta Airbus aircraft. These, for some reason, for a long time, were very, very hard to come by. Gemini was the only one who had done releases on them, and they just went for stupid amounts of money reselling. So was super happy to see NG and Gemini release both the 320s and the 319s. This is my first one from NG. Delta, as some of you all may know, is the main airline that I hub at my main model airport, Austin Zeppelin. So super duper happy to add this one. It is flippin' gorgeous model from NG. Delta narrow body, just so ecstatic to add this unit. Freaking awesome. believe I got that one from the Texan Airplane Store, so shout out to Nick over at the Texan Airplane Store. Next up, we've got a duo of models. We have the Alaska Embraer 175s in the Go Cougs and Go Dogs liveries. The University of Washington Huskies is this unit, and then the Washington State Cougars is this unit. So obviously Alaska hubs in the Pacific Northwest, with their #1 main hub, I would argue, being in Seattle. So super duper cool to see that Gemini did a release on both of these models. Of course, Alaska Horizon does have these aircraft painted in these liveries in real life. Had an opportunity to get both. I think I picked up these units from Spear Brothers Models at the show. So, freaking excited to add these. Alaska does not really operate their E-175s outside of the Pacific Northwest. There was one that I saw, I think, operating a route. I saw it on Flight Radar 24, operating a route from, I believe it was either Portland or Seattle to Wichita. So I think that's the furthest that these birds fly outside of the Pacific Northwest. But super happy to add these special liveries nonetheless. I'm a big football fan, big college football fan, and NFL fan, so super duper happy to add these two units. Not sure how much these will pop up in airport updates, but so happy to add these nonetheless. Had to get both of them, couldn't just get one, so picked up both the University of Washington and Washington State special livery aircraft. So, next up here, we're going to do two again at once. We have the Air Canada A320 in the Trans-Canada Airlines retro livery, and we have the Avelo 737-800. Now, the reason why we're doing these two at once is these two units actually came from the W.D. Pickers Antique Mall, about 10 minutes north of Kansas City Airport. One of the Gemini-approved retailers in the state of Missouri is Poppy's Treasures, and his in-store location is at the W.D. Pickers Antique Mall, just 10 minutes north of Kansas City Airport. So while we were up there, had to go check it out, and ended up picking up these two units. This Avelo is the one that I have been looking for a particularly long time. Brand new airline added to the collection as well, and this Trans-Canada Retro A220 caught my eye because I have not seen this model in retail locations in a very long time, so I know it's probably got to be at least a little bit rare. I believe this is a 2021 release. It sure is. So super happy to add these two units to the collection, and although they did not come from AI 2024, still got them on the trip to Kansas City. And Poppy's Treasures did have a booth at the show as well, but I got these from his actual store location, so super happy to add these two units to the collection. The gear on this A220 actually doesn't roll at all, although I think that is consistent across Gemini's A220s, so something to note there if that makes a difference to y'all. Super happy to add this retro A220, another Air Canada aircraft added to the collection. And then we have the Avelo 737-800 as well. This again is a new airline added to the collection. Avelo is a recent startup airline in the United States. They operate primarily on the East Coast, and they have a very small West Coast route network as well. So super duper excited to add this one. Love the livery on this Avelo 737-800. Super cool just to see something unique. You don't see any purple aircraft liveries nowadays unless they're special liveries. So that is frickin' awesome to add to the collection. Next up, we've got the Alaska 737-900ER in the One World livery. Super duper excited to add this one to the collection. Another Alaska Airlines model. I believe I picked this one up from Squatchy's Diecast, if I remember correctly. So super duper happy to add this one to the collection as well. Love the special liveries. Alaska Airlines, my fleet for them has grown a bunch. So super happy to add this new livery, One World Alaska. Just freaking gorgeous aircraft from Gemini. Next up, another new airline. We have the Copa Airlines 737 MAX 9. Copa is based in Panama City, down in Panama. So this is another new airline to be added to the collection. 4 new airlines added in this trip, and we will get to the remainder ones soon. This is just number 2. And another MAX 9 nonetheless, so super happy to add this unit. Just flippin' gorgeous. Always good to be able to expand South American, Central American route networks. Frickin' amazing. And yes, I know Panama is in Central, well, it's technically in North America, but more in Central America than North America. So super duper happy to add that unit. Second to last narrow body here, another Spirit. It is the Spirit A320 Neo once again, but this one from Gemini. This is another one that I have been looking to add for a while. This one did come from the Texan Airplane Store. So super excited to add another Spirit Airlines aircraft to the collection. And really cool to be able to compare it next to the Aero Classics one. Just for reference, let's get that Aero Classics one. We'll set them units right next to each other. So you can see the Aero Classics one. I'm not sure if the camera really picks it up, but to me it looks like it's just a slightly darker yellow on the Aero Classics one than on the Gemini one. It's really neat to be able to compare these two. And there you go, another Spirit Airlines aircraft added to the collection as well. And the Gemini one is actually a lot heavier as well, which is definitely a little bit odd. Last narrow body here, we've got the American Airlines Airbus A321 in the Allegheny retro livery. At one point, American did have all of the retro liveries from the airlines that they took over from in the US Airways merger painted on, I want to say it was A320s, but it could have been A319s. And then recently they were switched over to A321s. I picked up the Piedmont and the PSA retros at the Dallas show, the local Dallas Fort Worth Airliners collectible show back in April. So had to add the Allegheny one to complete that trifecta of retro A321s from American Airlines. And get a load of that gorgeous bird. That is so freaking cool. Super excited to add this unit to the collection in a retro livery nonetheless. Love American Airlines, probably one of my favorite airlines, not only in general, but to fly. Could be a bit biased as American is based in Fort Worth and I live just east of Dallas, so could be a little bit biased, but hey. Moving now into the wide bodies and starting off here with the Delta 767-400 in the Sky Team livery. I have two 767-400s in the regular livery, so had to add this unit in the SkyTeam livery. I pre-ordered the Delta 767-400 in the regular livery when Gemini got their new mold on it, and then I picked up another one at the airplane shop when I was out in Vegas for my 21st birthday. And this SkyTeam 764, I believe, was a release just this past month. I could be wrong about that. I know it was a 24 release. Yes, it was a 24 release. And I believe it was just released this past month. So super happy to add this unit to the collection. Ironically, I think this is my first SkyTeam Delta aircraft, which is kind of funny considering they're my hub airline that I collect, or the primary airline that I do collect. But super duper happy to add that unit nonetheless. The 764s are a super cool aircraft to see just because they're literally operated by two air carriers, United and Delta. And not sure how much longer those birds will be around. Next up here, another Delta, the A330-900 from NG. Now, I do have a Delta A330-900 from Gemini, so again, it will be really cool to have one from NG and one from Gemini as well. And once NG releases a Delta 764, I will 100% be purchasing that, because I know NG just came out with their 764 molds. But nonetheless, super excited to add another A330-900 from Delta to the collection. This would be number 2 now. Just freaking gorgeous, man. Absolutely love that. Next up, another A330-900, this one from Gemini, and it is the ITA Airways Airbus A320 Neo. ITA Airways is the national airline of Italy. They were formed in the remnants of Alitalia after Alitalia went defunct. And their livery has got to be one of the prettiest in the skies with that metallic blue. That is just freaking amazing, man. I love that so much. You see way too many Euro white liveries. I mean, you've got American, you've got Delta, you've got Alaska, you've got even Avelo, and that's just the ones that I can see right in front of me. Air France and Air India, too, their new liveries. Just Euro white, and now you very seldomly see aircraft that are painted in liveries primarily not white, so super excited to add that ITA A330-900, another new airline added to the collection. Third new airline in this video. Still got one more. We're getting to that one. Second to last model here is the Air France 777-300ER in the updated Air France livery. I don't know whether or not I'd call it a new livery. It is their new livery, but they didn't change much aside from some minor updates to the text. I believe they enlarged the text, bolded it a little bit. I don't even know if they changed the font. But Air France didn't do much with their new livery. This is my second Air France 777-300. The other one that I own is in the SkyTeam livery from Hogan Wings. So really cool to be able to add a new livery one. A regular livery one, I should say, but also new livery. Just a freaking gorgeous 777-300 from Gemini. This was a new release as well. I believe it was one of the brand new releases that had came out maybe just a few days prior to the Airliners International show. There was only a few vendors there that had the new releases, so I was super happy to be able to pick up a couple of them. Last but certainly not least, we've got the Air India Airbus A350-900 from Gemini. So this is the fourth and final new airline added to the collection from this haul. Just a forewarning to any collectors out there, because I'm pretty sure this one was a June Gemini release as well. This mold has been plagued with issues. When I was purchasing this unit at the show, the vendor that I bought it from had maybe 5 or 6 of them, and all but this one were broken. So I got the last good one. Just a warning to anybody who may be purchasing this unit online. And that's another reason I prefer to make most of my purchases in person as opposed to online. You cannot check the quality of the model when you buy it online. You have to wait until that unit ships to you. So another big reason I prefer to buy in person. But this new Air India livery is freaking gorgeous, and the A350-900 can absolutely make the flight from Texas to India. It is definitely a haul, but it can make it. So super happy to add that brand new model to the collection. Gentlemen, that is going to conclude this massive 16 model unboxing of the 16 brand new models we picked up at Airliners International 2024 in Kansas City. I'd like to thank y'all so very much for watching this. Got now all of these models to put away, so that'll be exciting. We're making good progress on the house. I was originally going to film this video actually in the addition just to show you guys a construction update. In fact, that OSB sheet you can see back there is the door that leads to the addition currently. However, the cicadas are going absolutely crazy, so that was not an option. You wouldn't have been able to hear me, and I wouldn't have been able to hear myself think. So, shot this unit inside today. I really hope you guys did enjoy watching this massive unboxing. 16 new models. Really looking forward to getting these units into the model airports. Of course, once those are built, got a lot of work ahead of myself to do that. I can't give y'all a time frame on when that's going to be ready, just simply because I don't know. I've thought for the last year that, it'd only be 1 or 2 more months and then we'd be ready, but it just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. A lot of it has to do with weather. I'm sure, as a lot of you may know, the weather in the U.S. this spring was absolutely crazy, which delayed our construction a whole bunch. But it's coming along super quickly, so we'll see how everything goes. I'll shoot some construction updates for y'all, let y'all know what's going on. Hopefully, I can get a Springfield-Branson Airport update out soon. I have been working on the diorama for that, but we'll see how long that takes to get done. But thank you all so very, very much for watching. If y'all got any beautiful words to say, please feel free to leave a comment. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and if you want to see more videos like this, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got very big things coming to the channel very soon. So thank you all so very much for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Gemini out.